Hello there, planner friends. So happy new year to everybody. Welcome back to my channel and to a new year of filming videos and sharing all of my planning shenanigans with all of you. I'm so happy that you are here, and I'm so happy that I'm able to share some more videos with you guys this year. I took a little bit of a hiatus, somewhat planned, somewhat not planned, over the holidays, partly just because life was very busy. And I was dealing with some health challenges, and we had some things going on in our family that it didn't make sense to be distracted doing videos, and partly because I just wanted to kind of take a step back at thinking about my channel and what I was doing on social media, both in recording video content and posting on Instagram and Facebook and all of that. I just really wanted to think about what I wanted to do and what I wanted to share. Did I even want to share anymore? And because I feel like once I've kind of established my system, which you'll see here, I feel like I don't have a whole lot of stuff to share beyond that. And I didn't want to create content just to be creating content when it was the same stuff month over month, and you guys be bored and nobody care to watch it anyway. And you know, it's not a significant amount of effort to create a YouTube video, but it's also not a zero-time task. So anyway, all of that to say, I'm back and I have a whole list of ideas of things that I want to share with you guys in the coming months. But I can go ahead and tell you this, it will not be a every week kind of thing. I have ideas, I have content that I want to share beyond just flip throughs of my planner. And things that I want to talk about related to planning and managing your life and your schedule and all those things. Kind of been there, done that, things I've learned, thoughts. So if that's something that interests you, I hope that you'll continue to pop in throughout the course of the year in 2023. And I would love to hear from you about things that you might want to hear about from me based on other videos if you've watched in the past, and share any ideas or requests that you might have. And I'll see if those align with the ideas that I have for video content for the next couple months. So without further ado, let's get started. We're going to talk today about my 2023 planners and my planner stack here. And you'll see that much of it looks the same, but there's a new addition here, and I want to talk a little bit about that. So 3 things in my planner stack for the year. The first one should not be a surprise to you, my personal rings. This is Matilda. If you haven't met Matilda, this is Matilda. And Matilda changes dresses pretty frequently. She's in a burgundy Moterm pebbled color cover right now, but I have, if you've been watching my channel for any period of time, you know I have quite a few covers, both Moterm, Filofax, Gilio. I don't have actually a Vanderspec. Maybe that'll be a 2023 edition. But anyway, I digress. So Matilda is my ride or die. She is staying for 2023. One of the things that I decided in my period of introspection in the last couple months is, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I always seem to come back to rings. I always seem to come back to my personal rings. And so this is where I'm settling. I like the idea of pocket rings. They're appealing, they're cute, they're portable. I love the way they look. I love the way they feel in the hand. But for me personally, in a day-to-day use, they just don't work. So I'm not going to try to square peg round hole this year. This year is all about using what makes sense and trying to use what I already have, and more about functionality than you know, cutesy, pretty, following trends, all of those things. I'm trying really hard to stay as much as I can off of social media so that I'm not triggered to try other things. I actually made a purchase not too long ago that I knew in the moment it was an impulse buy, and I was following the lead of somebody else's that posted some YouTube and Instagram content that I was fascinated by. And as soon as the purchase came, I thought, why did you do this? You know you're not going to use this. And sure enough, I haven't touched it. So yeah, the rule for 2023 is to try to stick with what I know works and use what I know works. So Matilda personal rings, we'll talk a little bit more about her later and how the things that are new and different and the things that are the same in Matilda. Also here on the bottom, I'm going to save this for just a minute. This is my work bullet journal. As you may have seen my video, which I will link in the card above, here, I use these Noted is the Carolina Pad is the brand, and they're called Noted journal notebooks, and I love these. And I got another one to use for 2023. I actually started this in December because I just couldn't wait. But one of the things I learned last year is this is my favorite. I've used one now for 2 years, and anything else I tried last year I just didn't like as much. So I just went ahead and purchased another one of these. I will probably buy 3 or 4 more and stock up on them, so I'll have them. But I love the fact that there's a bookmark, there's pockets in the front and back cover. There are, I'm trying not to show you work stuff here, but there are calendars. I've stuck some post-it notes. And the paper quality is just really, really good. I can even use my fountain pens on this. And I like the layout of the page with the topic and the date, and then this column for, if I have action items from a meeting, I can check off that they've been done. Handles, highlighters, and gel pens and everything with a breeze. So if you're looking for a good notebook for work or for a bullet journal, if you don't care about having a grid, I highly, highly recommend this Carolina Pad notebook. They have the pink and a lavender and I think a green cover, and they're plastic covers. But this is going to be my work notebook for the year, so nothing's changing there. And then finally, you will see this is something that you haven't seen in probably over a year, and this is a Hobonichi. So I've got an English Hobonichi cousin and a cousin, not an Yvette, but a full fat cousin here that I'm going to use for 2023. This is going to be my my life book. I'm really going to use it just like they call it. They call the Hobonichi your life book, and that's my plan. So one of the things is I was looking at making changes here in Matilda. One of the things that I wanted to do was figure out how to slim her down a little bit. She was just really chunky, and I was carrying a lot of extra weight and things that I wasn't necessarily using every day. And so one of the things that I thought about was that all of my collections and trackers and things like that I have here, I could probably put in something like this. So my plan for this cousin is to use it as a journal, as a place to have art and musings and quotes and things like that, and then my trackers. So I'll go into more detail in a separate video about how I plan to use this in 2023 and what my thoughts are, but that's the plan here. So we've got the everyday carry of the personal rings, we've got the work bullet journal, and we've got the Hobonichi. So let me talk a little bit about what's different in Matilda, what's the same in Matilda, and what I'm doing with my everyday carry for this year. So as I mentioned, I have quite a few of the Moterm covers. I have a couple of the nice new veg tan leather, which if you haven't seen some of my other videos, I will tell you, at first I was not in love with them. I didn't really like them, and I almost sold the ones that I had bought. I have a couple. But one of the things I realized is the more you use it, the softer the leather gets, and then it becomes much more pliable and comfortable to carry. And so I used the forest green one for the holidays, really, really liked it, but I was looking forward to moving into something different, and I had purchased this pebble and decided this was the cover for me for January. So I'm not a pocket stuffer, so you're not going to see a lot of fancy stuff. Again, I focus on functional. So I've got these colored dots here that I pulled out on a whim. I have a whole bunch of them that I ordered off of Amazon, and I thought about using them in my planner for like tasks and things like that. So I stuck them there just to remind me. And they align with the colors in the Cocoa Daisy kit for January, so that's why I pulled those out. So far I have only used, I think, 2. I think it was these 2. So I don't know whether or not that's going to make a difference, but it is only January 4th. So we'll see whether or not that gets used. Have my Cocoa Daisy stuff as decoration, but you will see that I'm not using Cocoa Daisy inserts right now. I wanted to, like I said, try to slim this down a little bit and try to streamline a little bit. So I've made some changes with the inserts that I'm using. So I'm not going to go page by page and go through everything, but I will show you what's different for 2023 from what you may be used to seeing. So back here in my monthly section, I just have some holidays and dates. This one is from the planner spot. This one is from Plan with B. They had slightly different dates, so I kept them both. This actually I made myself. These are my company's holidays, so I'm always forgetting which days we have for holidays each year. So I pulled them off of our internal website, created this, and stuck this in my planner to help me remember what days we have that are corporate holidays. Then this is the same. I've used this for several years. This is from Peanuts Planner Co. And I love this for forward planning. I had this in my planner back in like September or October so that I could start planning ahead for doctor's appointments and things like that. I made this vellum myself in Canva. Canva makes it very easy to create your own inserts. Really like being able to do that. And then this was from my minimal planner. And I just thought that this went really well over it, just to kind of layer. This is more just for pretty than anything else. And also this is glued to, well, it's supposed to be, maybe I never did glue it, glued to the back of, or to the front of the DIY fish. So this year for my monthlies, I'm sticking with DIY fish, but instead of, normally I buy the set that has the monthly, weekly, and daily. I only bought the month on 2 pages. For 2023, and so it's literally back to back to back months. You can print the way Fish creates the books or the kit. You can print it as a single book, or you can print each month separately. I printed the one that had the whole year back to back, so that I didn't have as much thickness by having each one of these be a separate 2-page spread. So this is just my 12 months. I have the whole year in here, and I will continue to use the Cocoa Daisy monthly stickers to decorate these monthly views each month. Then that is all, that's pretty much the same. The next thing I have is moving into January. I started out with cutting apart and planning to use the Cocoa Daisy Traveler's Notebook insert personal size for January, just like I did for November. I think I did it for October, November, and December. And again, the paper is beautiful. It's very thick. It's very nice quality paper, but it's also very thick, which means your book gets very thick. So I was trying to figure out some other way to do my daily pages and weekly pages without the bulk. And also, to be honest, I just wanted much more clean, simple, streamlined inserts for January. I don't know if you are this way, but usually for me, after the holidays, when you have all the Christmas decorations out and all the treats and all the goodies and all the things, including in my planner, in January, I almost want to just go with a more extreme minimal approach without a lot of decor, without a lot, all over in the house, in my planner, and everywhere, even in my eating. I just want everything kind of simplified. So I kept this page because I thought it was really pretty. And I had written my monthly task list here of things that I wanted to think about. And then I printed some of the free printable note pages here and just stuck them in. But that's pretty much all I'm using from the Cocoa Daisy stuff this month. I tried to streamline it. And what I did instead is I created my own week on 1 page. So instead of a week on 2 page, let me go to a blank one so it'll be easier for you to see if I have one. I created this version for myself to use for the month. I've printed out through the beginning of March just to try it out. I did this in the Planify Pro app. If you are not familiar with that, I'll include a link down in the notes. But it has a learning curve. I will say that. The more I use it, the more I like it, but it was very frustrating in the beginning, and I have started and stopped multiple times in the last few months trying to make things work. And then over the break last week when I didn't have work, I actually sat down for a few hours and pulled this together, and I really like it. So what I have here is a month at a glance, and then my top 3 for the week. And then these will be to-dos, and then this is a place for notes for the week. And then this is going to be just strictly time-bound type of appointments or things that I need to be aware of for the week. So this is just a really short, abbreviated week at a glance. And I've been using it for a couple weeks now, and I do like it. So we'll see how it goes. It's somewhat modeled after one that the Planner Room Shop had, but the format is slightly different. And I think she calls hers half-dated week on one page, if I remember correctly. But she has a solid block down here, and the way she lays this out is a little bit different. And I just wanted to kind of do my own thing. And I also like to have the grid in my calendar section. So we'll see how this works. I'm going to give this a month or two and try it out and see. But again, this is taking it down to 1 page per week versus 2 pages per week. So trying to take some of the bulk out of the planner. And I had stuck just a piece of note paper in here just in case I needed extra room. So like I said, I've got this through the beginning of March just to see. And when I was experimenting, I pulled out the paper that comes in the Moterm and was just trying to see, okay, what do I really need in a daily and what do I not need? And so you'll see here, I noticed that it was mostly just a running to-do list. And I thought, well, heck, I don't really need an elaborate, fancy daily page. And it really didn't bother me that much to have to date things. That was one of the things, you know, that I used to always think I needed. Even this, I manually dated. You can see I wrote in the dates here. I used to think I needed things that were already predated. And what I realized in doing this the last couple of weeks is that this didn't bother me that much. So I probably will use, I have a bajillion of these papers. So I'll probably use these just to use them up. But I also had found this insert on Planner Room Shop as well, and I really liked it. And so I printed some of these out to try. These again are undated, so I can mix and match until I find my happy spot. But the thought is that I would use this top section here for time-based things. This would be my daily to-do list, and this would be a place for notes. So this has worked out really well. I've used this for a week and a half now. And so, yeah, that's where I'm at right now. And I've got these printed out through the middle of January. And I just highlighted the top with the day. And then I threw in a couple of extras of these if I decided I wanted to use these or needed a little extra space. So trying to be very simple and very strategic about what I'm doing and not having any more than I absolutely need to keep my planner thin. But so as you see, just the planner portion itself, even with some dashboards and stickers, is really not very thick. So the rest of this stuff in the back here is probably about the same thickness, if a little bit more. And I'm thinking that some of this is going to come out when I start moving things into the Hobonichi and getting this set up, which I'll talk about, like I said, in another video. But let me show you some of the changes that I've made back here in the back. So I've just got some note paper for scribbling notes. This is just a really pretty charm that came in the Cocoa Daisy kit, and I liked the little bit of sparkle, so I stuck it in here. And then I've got some notes here that I've been making about some videos. This is where I was brainstorming things that I wanted to move to the Hobonichi for next year. And then this is just some Tomoe River paper that I cut out of another notebook and stuck in here, and then some other note paper. There's my brain dump, which this has been, I think it's probably a year or two old now. Just continuing to add things here. This is a SM Plans insert, if you're wondering. Task reminders from Plan with B, a packing guide from Plan with B. Those are new. And then back here, I have added, or updated, I guess is a better way to say it, my trackers. And like I said, these will probably come out of here and go into the Hobonichi, but my books, my movies, my TV trackers, things like that. And then I've got a health tracker, blood pressure, sleep, and mood, and migraines. So this is from Planner Room Shop, and this is also from Planner Room Shop. This was actually a period tracker, and I changed it to mood tracker because I don't need the period tracker. So those are things that that are new and that I've added. Still debating on whether this is going to live in my rings or whether it's going to go in the Hobonichi, or maybe both, because I have this with me everywhere I go. I may not take the Hobonichi with me everywhere I go, and I want to be able to keep track of these types of things. So we'll see. In the family section, as far as what's new and different, this is an insert that I printed out and I repurposed it to say, when did I last? And so I've got changing the air conditioning filter, changing the oil in my car, rotating and balancing the tires, shampooing carpets, deep cleaning my fridge, cleaning my pantry, and cleaning the coffee makers. If you have any suggestions of other semi-seasonal tasks, let me know. I have more room to put them on the back, and I'd like to really make use of this year, because I'm always asking my husband, when is the last time you've changed the filters in the air conditioner? You know, things like that are the kind of things that if you're really diligent about doing them on a regular basis, it saves you money and maintenance later on. So I'm going to try to be much better about that for this year. So then I've also got my house project list, which I updated because a lot of the things that we had on our list for the last couple of years we've done. So migrated the things that are still not done, added some new things. This is the list of meals that we love, and these are Post-its where I have been brainstorming, and I need to just consolidate it. And then some more note paper, my kids section, which has their school schedules, financing for college, that kind of stuff. And then further back here is our finance section, and I have this just for a quick reference. I printed this on vellum and decided it was a good place to have it in the finance section. I'm not going to show you my finances, but I was going to show you how I do this. So I have this yearly bill tracker, and this is where I put things that are fixed amounts, like, you know, house payment, car payment, that kind of stuff would go here because the amount's the same every month, and I have it set up on an auto bill. So I'll just check off when I confirm that the payment's been made. And then this is Peanuts Planner Co. And then the other thing that I use is the Peanuts Planner Co. monthly bills, and this is where, and you can edit the Peanuts Planner Co. inserts. So I put in the things that are variable, like our utilities, month over month, and then I just put the amount that I paid and the date that I paid it each month. So that's how I've used this insert for, I don't know, 5 or 6 years, and really like it, and it works well. So that is my 2023 plan for right now. And like I said, in a future video, I'll talk a little bit more about the Hobonichi and how I'm using that. What I'm doing in my work bullet journal hasn't changed at all from the video that I shared with you last fall around that, but I'll link that in case you missed it the last time around. And that is my look at Matilda for 2023. So let me know in the comments below, did you make any changes to your planner setup for 2023? Are you using the same thing that you used last year? Or are you doing something new and trying something different? Let me know, and we'll talk to you soon in another video. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.